I went in and did the audition. When I came out, they were like, thank you, goodbye.
No way.
And I got in the car and I immediately burst into tears. And at this point, my dad's been paging my mom like 911, 911, because he didn't know what was going on. And I called my dad and I'm like, okay. My dad's like, why are you crying? I'm like, okay, so. And I'm starting to tell him, he goes, hold on, there's a call waiting. And he comes back from the call waiting and he goes, that was someone named Sally Steiner who said show up on Monday as Topanga.
Wow.
My mom and I both just start screaming bloody
I just
murder.
got goosebumps.
Yeah, me
What
too.
a fabulous story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey!
Are
Hey!
you kidding
What?
me?
That was one of the best stories.
Spam
One of the
likely.
best stories we've had on the pod, and you spams
Honest
What's
interrupting
your
goodness.
us.
phone on?
Honest to
know.
goodness, that is
Yeah.
literally total kismet. Happy Friday!
Friday, welcome to the Brotherly Love Pod. Today we have a very special guest, a long-awaited guest. We've been trying to work this out for like 6 months now,
At
something
least.
like that. Danielle Fishel, everybody.
Yes!
Woo! In the pod
This is
studio.
awesome,
In
man.
the studio.
I know. I was actually
Not
worried.
on Zoom.
I was worried to invite her here around you two, Jacqueline.
What?
Why?
What do you
What are you talking
mean?
about?
That's
All the three bros just throwing her in the middle of it. I don't know.
I
she
don't know. I
talking
think
about?
I think I
You
can
can-
hang.
She
I think
can
you
handle
can.
herself.
Yeah.
She
You
can
can.
handle
We provide
herself.
protection.
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
what
Bring
it
me in
is.
from the outside world. It's
Yeah.
scary, not here.
Yeah,
Well, I
Exactly.
came in here and before we
true.
went on air. I said, first of all, it smells good.
Well,
So,
Yeah, I know.
you know,
We don't
obviously,
normally-
somebody's
I
in here
freshened
that-
up the house a little.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I think Matt lit a candle because
Yeah.
it smelled good when I
Yeah.
walked in.
Did
So
it?
well, it's not me.
Wow, interesting.
If you're looking
Wow.
on YouTube, this is a beautiful candle. It's a gardenia.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Nice.
do love
Very nice.
gardenia.
Very
My
yeah.
favorite
we
smell.
don't normally clean up for Joe, but
Yeah,
but,
it's true. You don't,
Uh-uh.
but I like
For
it.
you,
And I saw you
absolutely.
got your Jordan 4s
I got my
on.
Orchid Jordan 4s on.
Orchid Jordan. I'm a
Yes.
big Jordan
Orchid
guy.
Jordan
First of all,
Orchid.
ones,
Okay.
3s, 4s, and 5s.
Wait, like the
That's
whale,
pretty much it for me.
orca whale.
No.
No,
Orchid.
orchid.
Like a
Oh,
flower.
yeah, yeah.
4s.
Yeah.
I got the they reissued the white cement
Oh, of course.
2025, but I just got those.
Okay, great.
Oh my god.
Do you
Those
know-
are nice.
Do you know what he's
love
talking
those.
about?
I do. Of course I do.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a big sneakerhead.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no clue what he's
I got the
talking
Jordan
about.
4 Lightnings. I got the reimagined
boy.
black with the
Wonderful.
and then
Hey Joe,
I have what?
we don't need to know about the shoe.
Oh,
collection,
cool! I'm sure
man.
everybody else does out there. It's not just about you two guys.
let's do
Actually, it's
that
not
on
about you two
your-
guys at all.
Let's do that on your own solo reel.
We'll talk. I
We'll
got
talk
so
shoes
many.
later.
Oh yes.
Ones used to be my favorite
Me too.
silhouette. They went
Me
with
too.
everything, and then now I've become obsessed with 4s.
4s are
and
so dope.
3s right behind
Yeah,
4s.
yeah.
So
3s
now
are-
I think
3s are
I
good
go
too.
4, 1, 1s and 3s tied.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
I
I
do too.
should have worn mine.
I also like some Dunks.
Yeah.
I just got my first pair of 6s. I know you didn't.
Did you?
men-
No,
yeah,
6s
I-
are cool.
They're cool. They're very 90s.
They are very 90s.
And so I just got.
I have the Gatorades,
Oh, I like
which
those.
are great.
Those are cool.
Yes, and you guys are jerks.
Gatorades?
Yeah, yeah. You remember
This
the
is awesome.
campaign?
I feel
Hold
like-
on. You remember Sometimes I Try?
Oh, it's the best campaign ever.
Like
yeah.
Mike, gotta be like Mike. Remember that
Yeah,
campaign?
of course.
Okay, so when he was with Gatorade, that was his slogan. It was brilliant, right?
Mm.
So they came out with in
I
that
understand. I
Jordan
understand.
6s. They did Gatorades, which were orange and white, and then there was white with green, and then all green. And anyway, but the 6s were the last, in my opinion, the last great Jordan. Like I like some of the other ones,
Totally.
but those are the last
How
ones
many
that were like
are they-
classic.
What about the 14s?
No,
No, they don't go that high.
No,
No.
They don't-
Jordan,
there's no
I-
such thing. Yeah.
No, there is, but nobody
You know
wears
what's funny?
them.
I just
mean,
got
they
a
might,
glimpse
but I
into what
don't.
it's like
I
when
don't.
people watch me and another reptile enthusiast
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
reptiles.
There
Like,
you
is
go.
this some sort of language I don't
See,
know?
We can nerd out about
Yeah,
shoes,
I
and
like
you can
it.
nerd out with your
The
reptiles.
Jordan 5
Yeah.
Mamaniers are really cool.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's a lot of really neat ones out there. Love them,
Yeah.
love them, love them. But anyway, so but
All
I'm
right.
obsessed. I'm obsessed. I love sneakers. You know, as a kid, I'll never forget the white. This is the last thing I'll say. The white Jordan 4s. I had my dad drive me to a Foot Locker all the way down in North Hollywood. There was one Foot Locker off of Victory Boulevard.
Yes.
No joke. 1989 when the white cement 4s came out.
Right.
And we had to drive. They had one pair and
Oh.
a 9.5 left. And I called them old school, put it on hold.
Yes,
we went in
hold.
there and they were $105. That was the price of the Jordan 4s.
Wait a minute. You're a 9.5?
Yeah, I'm a 9.5.
Almost dead.
Oh.
Well, are you really? Wow.
You-
It means nothing clearly, but you know,
you saying you're going to let him borrow your shoes?
he's just doing some male swashbuckling.
You know, Joe,
so
with a thick pair of socks, you
So
could probably
stupid.
borrow Matt's
Yeah,
sneakers.
you're the only
Probably
one that needs a
good.
thick pair of socks in here. Pal.
Probably good.
I'm kidding. No. But at any rate, it's anyway. That was a story embedded in my mind. So now to be able to go back as an adult and buy all these shoes, 'cause I couldn't get them all. I had to save up for the one pair.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's pretty cool.
And for your parents to be like, yeah, okay, we're going to spend $105 on a pair of shoes
in
for you.
'89,
Yeah.
that was huge,
Massive. Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
jeans, remember, like jeans had just like crested to $100.
I know.
You
Grab
know
that.
what?
Yes, grab
Whoa.
it.
Oh, here.
Oh, that's what's happening. I
Do
was
me a favor.
honestly, all I thought
Can
was
you
that it was a
un-
spider.
Hold on,
I
hold
thought it
on,
was
wait,
a
hold on,
spider.
hold on.
Loosen it?
Unscrew it. Jesus.
He's like, I'm just gonna get this baby back on here.
He starts Hulk smash. No, you gotta.
The way you were looking at it, I thought there must be a spider. And then I
Oh,
thought,
really?
oh, probably not a spider. And then I thought maybe there's a reptile that I don't see.
By the way, not to say
Oh,
anything, but you know, as I got here, UPS shows up as it always does here
you doing
with
there?
some weird egg crate full of bugs. So you're not wrong.
Are they outside?
The bugs
your
are
weird
here.
bugs
You didn't
are
bring him in?
out. No, dude, I'm not touching
You
those
left
things.
them outside.
In
You're
the
hissing,
heat.
hissing cockroaches or whatever he's got.
Yeah,
He-
no,
he
not
showed up.
hissing cockroaches. Dubia cockroaches.
I get
Dubia.
every once a month.
They can't
Dubia.
mate,
Oh.
right? They don't
No,
reproduce,
they can mate.
right?
no,
Oh, the
they
Dubia
don't.
ones
Oh,
can?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you said you only bring cockroaches on the property that
He-
don't
he-
procreate.
Joe,
No.
He fibs
No. I
for
don't
your
flip-
for your
no.
comfort.
Such an idiot.
It's
No.
just for your comfort.
No, it's not
Sorry.
for your comfort. No. The reason why, yes, there are certain species
That's-
of insects that are not allowed to be sold as feeders because, yes, they tend to get out everywhere all the time.
Right.
And if they can propagate in the environment that they get released into, it's a problem. Dubia roaches are an incredibly hot equilateral species that
Super good looking.
needs
Creepy.
hot
It's a
temperature.
Super hot equilateral species.
So something that lives on
Live in
the
a hot
equator.
zone.
Matt
It's
puts this
super
on all
hot.
the dating apps.
and it,
People love it. All the
his bio.
I'm an equilateral creature.
It's a super
what can I say?
dubious. It's a dubious species.
Christmas.
No, so they
What a
need
nightmare.
so during our winters here they would die off.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't survive. That's why they're allowed to be sold. So I do. I have a big container of roaches, and I do breed them, and because they get expensive. So if you keep
Right.
them going, yeah, they're called a colony, and
Okay.
you
Do you want to bring
them
them in from outside?
I can't believe you didn't bring them in.
Not touching him, bro.
Hold
I
on,
don't
guys.
touch
Okay,
egg
you-
crate.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna
Oh,
grab my
please.
He
insect.
does it
grab
again.
your insects.
He did this like 3 days ago. He
Listen, you guys have to start recording the podcast 10 minutes after UPS's arrival.
seriously.
So
They
that
show
you
up with
don't,
all this
because
stuff.
you don't want to. I get it though. You don't want a bunch of bugs sitting in the heat.
I guess not. No, I guess not. Matt is very, he's got too many bugs. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bugs, It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of species, like everywhere, right?
Right,
so,
right.
it's something,
How do you do it, Joe?
yeah, there it
How do you
is.
walk by
Look at
a
this, it looks
box
like-
full of bugs and not pick it up?
5 insects.
Yeah, live insects. So we got all sorts of stuff in here
Okay.
from
Oh, you hear that little?
Yeah, I
You
hear
hear this?
that.
That's poop.
no,
No,
that's
that's
them
the
walking
bugs.
around.
Yeah. That's
No,
them.
but shake, lean the box one direction.
That's them.
That's poop,
no, that's them.
That's them, bro.
Matt.
That's them.
Don't shake it. Don't shake
Why are
it.
you
so-
shaking it? Your
Yeah.
seismic
See what we
activity
got
in
in
your
here.
poor
Yeah,
bugs.
Joe, you're right. We do. We got medium and large dubias in here. Dubia
Okay.
roaches. We got 1 week to 6 week old crickets, banded
These are
crickets.
baby
Yeah, that's what I was
crickets.
going to say. So we had lizards when I was a kid. We had
Oh.
we had collared lizards.
How did I not know this?
And we had a green tree snake. We had we had an iguana.
Wait,
we
what?
had we had
How did
lots
I
of-
not know this?
I don't know, but we did.
We never talked about
we never
this.
talked about this. But yes, one of my mom's favorite stories about not being able to trust me as a child was that she sent me with $20 to go buy a bag of crickets. And I came home with no crickets and no change. And she was like, wait.
Wait, what?
Like I had bought the crickets. I was riding my bike. I think
Oh.
as I was riding my bike, I dropped the bag of crickets, didn't realize, and also the change had fallen out. So she was like,
Oh,
okay,
that's
I will
so
never send
funny.
you on
so
any
funny.
more errands.
Yeah, zero cash and zero product.
But
It's-
that's what crickets sound like in the bag
you're
when
absolutely
you
right.
tip
Yeah, you're right.
crickets
They
over.
jump
They're
around
little.
Was
yeah.
it your mom that liked the lizards?
My
or-
brother.
Oh,
That's
okay.
okay.
My
Now I do
brother-
remember talking to your brother about the
Yes.
reptiles. Okay.
So my brother was
Okay.
very into reptiles. My brother breeds snakes.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
How is
so-
your bro? I worked with your bro. You
I
know.
know.
Yeah. How's he
you
doing?
did. He's doing great.
Very good.
You know, the industry right now
It's
is
a mess.
such a
It's
mess.
wonderful.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, it's so crazy because you do something like this is, I've obviously, as we all started so young, but this is my 4th year of doing this, right? So, and like literally like 4 years ago, the entire thing blew up, and every way that we
Yeah.
thought like things would go, like in an industry, I try to explain, like if you were a lawyer and it was about courtrooms and
Yeah.
briefs and everything, and you did that your whole life, and all of a sudden like no courtrooms, no briefs anymore. We're not doing law
Yeah.
that way. It's
Yeah.
like, what? It's like, that's what's happened. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Thus,
Absolutely.
why you're here in our podcast studio.
Correct. I know.
Because
We
we're
thank
like,
God
what are we doing? Yeah,
every
you guys
day
have your
for
po-
our
right.
for our
I know.
podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
The
I mean,
podcast is awesome.
your podcast
I
is
love
rocking.
watching it.
It's
no,
rocking.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really
amazing.
No, it's really great.
Yeah, no, Pod Meets World is sick, but I mean,
It's super cool.
It's weird, right? It's
I-
so weird.
It is.
And you know what? And this is good because this relates to their podcast. You have to stay out there with your content all the time. That's the way to bring back the brand in a sense. It's not. It used to be, again, we were talking about this in our area. It was like when you were out there that much, it was saturation. It was too much.
Oversaturation.
Yeah.
Now people don't like you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I got to pull back. I'm not doing anything for at least 6 months. You know, that was that. I'm serious. That was the
And mystery. Ooh, there's so much
Mystery.
mystery. Now it's like if I'm not knowing what you're eating for breakfast every day, you're invaluable to me.
Yeah,
and
it's
kind
true.
of,
Yeah.
and that's the way to bring the brand back out into the public again. I really feel like you guys completely rejuvenated Boy Meets World.
Mm.
I feel it. I feel people like you guys have brought it. Never went away, but you guys just gave it its flowers.
Yeah,
And
thank
that's
you.
super cool. I
Thank
love it. I
you.
absolutely love it. And the three of you guys in the podcast is great. You guys
We
do
have
great.
so much fun.
Yeah, you do.
know, I mean,
You guys have a great bond.
yeah, we
Works.
have a blast.
I think it's really awesome, and it's a blessing that it's there to do, because like we said, it's just everything else is so weird.
Yeah.
It's just so
And
weird.
we have to now, like, we can't just know our side of the industry anymore. Every person needs
Yeah.
to be their own content
There you go.
creator,
Yeah.
a director, a producer, a lighting person, like even
know.
auditioning for things and putting yourself on self tape.
They don't want to do anything anymore.
Nothing,
You gotta
nothing.
do everything.
Yeah, you've
You know
got to
what I
do
mean?
it all, and then be an editor, pick your favorite take, put it together.
Oh, that's the worst for me.
Ah,
Looking over all the takes and going, well, that one.
that-
Can I take a piece of this? Because that's what you really do when you shoot something.
exactly.
Very rarely, you always hear like those one takers. They're like
Mhm.
one in a million. Most of the incredible performances you ever see that win Oscars are pieces of 5 different,
course.
5 to 100 different takes if you're David Fincher. So it's so frustrating.
You know,
Are
if
you
I ever
watching-
won an award, and I probably won't, the first person I would thank, is the editor.
Yeah.
And they never thank those.
It's
The
true.
agents. Why would you thank them? Most of them suck. They don't want to do anything.
On that,
I want to
yeah.
thank my manager,
Yeah.
who I fired 3 before
Right.
this one. This one got lucky because I happened to get a
'Cause I
part
booked
that
the job while I had
self-taped.
them.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't do anything. I got the job. You know what I mean? And then
I want to thank my publicist.
what about the editor? Let me tell
Exactly.
you something. The reason why your
Who went
performance is as
through-
good as it is because an editor put it together.
Who went through and found all your best
Yes,
takes, yeah,
true.
all your best
Yes.
moments.
Let's
And-
give
I-
a round of
I
applause
really
for
learned
Sam. Round of applause for Sam.
Sam. This is all about
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah,
It
and
is all about
I really
Sam.
learned it doing editing our social reels.
I know.
Because, man, I had to.
I had to
I had
protect
to-
you guys. I mean, this
What?
guy, see how
What
arrogant
is he talking
It took
about?
me forever to cut
What?
your guys' performances together.
Dubious cockroaches. He's so arrogant.
Dubia.
Yeah.
Dubia.
Get it
Dubia.
right.
Yeah, Dubia.
But yeah, it's sort of a non sequitur, but you are directing, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I've been seeing
been
a
a
lot of that.
director since I started when we did Girl Meets World.
Right. Oh, right. Cool.
Which, I lucked into that situation too. I didn't.
Wow.
I never thought. I never thought about directing, and I
Yeah.
don't know how much of that is because growing up we had only a handful, if even
Of
full
female
handful,
directors.
of female directors.
Oh my.
And so it never even
goodness.
occurred to me that like that's something I could do. It just never occurred to me. And when we did Girl Meets World,
Hmm.
Ben and I had a favored nations contract.
There you go.
Wow.
And Ben was smart enough to say,
Big director.
Wow.
I want to be able to direct.
Fun.
And so next thing I know, it's like, Danielle, do you want to
So
direct?
cool.
And it was like, I'm going to say yes, even though I've
Of
never
course.
That's
thought
so
about it
fun.
before.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
so cool.
yes, I do.
Wow.
And so I got to direct 1 episode in season 2, and then I
Wow,
directed
okay.
3 in season 3.
Crazy.
And then, so that was around 2017. And then
Hmm.
it took like 2 full years to get
Hmm.
another job after that. I directed 4 episodes and nobody wanted to count them. They called them home games. They were like, right, but they were home games.
home game.
No one was going to let you fail on your home game.
Home game.
So they didn't know. Like, was
Wow.
it just a vanity title?
Oh, right. I get it. I
Like,
get it. I
it
get
was
it.
you were an actor on it. You
Right.
know, yeah, you did it. But
Yeah.
do you really know? And when you think about it and you're a showrunner and your network has
Yeah.
picked up only picked you up for 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And now you have to pick the directors. And again, in our day, we had house directors.
We did.
Yeah.
You got to pick one. The person who usually shot your pilot and got you picked up was
Yeah.
the person who was going to do them all.
Yeah.
And a lot of showrunners come from that mentality, and it's hard for them to have to assign 1 or 2 episodes to directors, especially somebody they consider to be a newbie. But once Mark Reisman, who was the showrunner and executive producer of Sydney to the Max, once he gave me an opportunity and it went well, and he kept bringing me back, it just kind of opened the doors.
Great.
And now
So cool.
I've done over 50 episodes.
Oh my
So
God.
That is so cool.
That is
so awesome.
great.
It's been
Yeah, you're
really great.
Wow.
Killing
That's
it.
very
Really
cool.
cool.
So much fun.
Love to
Yeah,
hear
and
that.
you're right. There were very few women when we were growing up doing, especially multi-camera, like half-hour comedy.
You're right.
Yes.
There was a couple great ones that we had in, but very few.
Yeah,
Very
few. I think we maybe had three, somewhere
Yeah.
3 or 4 total over 7 seasons. So
It's amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
it's been really great.
It's such a fun art form too.
It
Like
is.
multi-camera comedy is so much fun. It's like theater. You get to put it up.
Yeah.
It's really honestly your job. Most of what your job is, unless you have little special shots and things, but most of it is the staging.
Correct. The
Is
blocking.
really putting
Mm.
everybody in the right positions so that your TD, which is invaluable, as I'm sure you know, to just capture those angles and put everybody in the right position. So you have somebody coming through the door, somebody's at the couch, and coming down the stairs and down,
Exactly.
downstage at perfect time, so you get perfect crosses, and it's great.
It's so
but
fun.
it's that really is 90% of your job is staging it brilliantly.
And the
Yeah.
other 10% of my job is managing emotions
Yeah.
and
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't even
And-
think about that.
also translating. Like sometimes the showrunners or the writers or the network want something out of an actor
notes.
that where the note is really a line
Mm.
reading, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to go do that. So
Oh.
I have to translate what you want into words so that
course.
I can tell the actor what they're going to want in a
Wow.
way that makes them feel like they have agency in it. And so a lot of it's just
course.
also using my psychology degree.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
We want them to come in and say, "What happened to you?"
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, "That's the worst reading ever, but I'll do it."
But I'll try to get
Here's
it
the
done.
deal. The important moment in this is who you're talking to, right?
I had a,
So it's like Audrey, for lack of a better name, is like that's who you want to get through to. So it's like, no, I'm talking to you, Audrey. Like you, like see it there, and then I got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can do it.
And what you're not
Yeah.
doing is literally giving them
Giving them
this
I-
line reading that they want.
I had a
So
great
fun.
experience where I was telling somebody I was trying to give somebody a note and they weren't
Because
getting.
Andy directs too.
Yeah,
I
but whatever. This is
know.
whatever. But yeah, I really want to shadow Danielle. I've been asking Matt to connect us for years, and
Sorry.
it just does. He always like, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. Yeah, and then he gets his bugs, and then starts feeding lizards, and then we're gone.
Building cages,
Yeah.
whatever else.
Anyway, so the philosophy thing, I was we can't get this note, and so I tell him, listen, I don't want to give you a line reading. He's like, oh no, I mean you can give it, and I don't, but I just told him that,
right.
nailed it. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. The next person came up that was having struggling. I was like, listen,
I don't want to.
I don't want to give you a line reading. Nailed it. I'm like, oh my god, this is working.
This-
So now it's my new. I'm gonna. I
Reverse
had it.
psychology.
It's only
Yeah.
it only happened twice, but now the next time I'm gonna do the same thing because I think I
Yeah.
scare them into like not
Yeah.
doing it or something, and then the
Yeah.
pressure's really on, and then they nailed it. And I'm like, okay, well,
There
however.
you go.
I don't want to give you a line reading,
Yeah,
but
it's the old reverse
oh no, I
psychology.
got it. I
I
got
don't
it.
want to
Yeah.
tell you how to do it.
Exactly.
No, tell me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's something like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's that's interesting. For me, being in the actor's seat, the one thing I don't like is when a director comes up to me and
Tells you I don't want to give you a line
No,
reading.
I don't. No, I don't mind line
Right,
readings.
right.
Yeah.
I don't mind line reading. I don't
Yeah.
mind any suggestion in the
Yeah.
world because the way
I
my
don't
brain
either,
works
yeah.
is the more information I can get, and then I always try to top it. But if I can, I go with it.
Yeah.
That's it. But so I hate this though. When a director comes over and is going to give you just a simple note, but thinks that you don't want to be given a note in front of
Right.
other people, and they go, "Hey, listen."
Let me pull you off to the side. Come here.
Oh,
I know.
gosh,
In
hate
front of
that.
everybody else, like, this is 10 times worse. You're making
Exactly.
me feel so much more uncomfortable. Just say it across the room so that everybody can hear it. Then
Totally.
it's out in the open. we can nail this. Like if I'm not, that really gets me. I'm like, ugh.
The quiet note off to the side. You feel like you did something wrong.
Right.
You're like, wait.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone thinks I'm in trouble now.
Exactly.
What is this, an HR meeting?
Exactly.
I'll never forget. Talk about yelling out. I mean, back in the day, in the 80s, I mean, Hal Cooper, who was, very famous half-hour multi-camera director, did, Mary Tyler Moore and Maude and Golden Girl. Hal Cooper's, look him up.
I remember, was he tall and he had like a ring of white hair?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
And
I have weird images of this guy
on the set while we were shooting. Oh, yeah. The
Wow.
80s, baby. He would puff them away in our rehearsal halls. Because when I was a kid, we didn't get on the stage. We had rehearsal halls with tape. I don't know if you ever did that.
No.
But our training was there were so many shows going at that time and so few studios that were set up for multi-camera that we shared the studio with like 227 and a lot of other places. There would be a rotating wheel. So we would film. There'd be Tuesday night shows, Friday night shows. We were a Tuesday night show on Give Me a Break.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were in a rehearsal hall for our entire week. We didn't get down on the stage, so they built the set camera block day. So we had one day and then live audience the next day. That's how it worked. But he would yell out, and his note to us
I
was,
remember this.
"Make it funnier." That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Make it
I'll
funny.
never forget it. Yeah. Hey, when you come in that door, just be funnier. I remember as a little kid.
That's amazing.
I mean, literally 6, 7 going,
Okay.
gotta make it funny. I'm going to do something else. Yeah. I never forget. He would bark out orders. You could do a little trip. He told me, like, stumble before you do it. And then later, all these years later, you see, like, David Schwimmer, like, fumbling, falling,
Right.
and that was it. But Hal Cooper came from The Honeymooners, where Jackie Gleason would come in and hit something.
Yeah.
Listen to me. And people would already be laughing.
Right.
So you learn to
Yeah,
find
that's
things.
amazing.
But talk about barking out orders. He did the antithesis to like, come here.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. In fact, I
Yeah.
remember, I have a really funny memory, Joe, of him barking out orders and you just kind of like pulling me around as a toddler and literally just putting me in place and
there
pulling
was
me
zero
around.
tolerance.
Zero.
Or if you didn't hit your marks.
Yeah.
Zero.
Wow.
So I remember like getting like and pulled into place. And,
Looking
that.
out for
Wait.
him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
My-
remember that.
I'll
Sounds
never
like
forget
Pinocchio's Island. Jeez.
Well, I'll never forget.
a little bit. Little bit.
Yeah.
I'll
little
never
bit,
forget
little bit.
that, literally, like, and they would usually tell my mom, like, for the table reads, listen, if he doesn't deliver these lines, and it was great training for me, like, they'll be cut.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
At a
No,
table
that
read.
was.
You don't make it even to the script. They would cut it from table read day one.
Table read,
Mhm.
gone.
Gone.
And I don't know
So
if
we would work, and our table reads on Give Me a Break were like shows.
Right.
They're
Because
incredible.
everyone was
They're
coming in.
Oh,
and
they're
Everybody.
incredible. Yeah.
There was not like, do you remember? None of this stuff.
No, there was like I see footage of when they were doing like Game of Thrones readings and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's kind of what the old sitcom used to be. It used to be like there used to be maybe 50 people in stacking chairs too, just to see the
the
table.
table
yeah.
read.
Like it was
all the
intense.
networks, all the network executives, everybody
It
would
was
be at the table.
intense.
Do you
Everybody.
remember the first Boy Meets World table read?
Well, let's see. So my first Boy Meets World table read would have been. No, I wouldn't have been there for. No, I would have been there for that first table read. I'm trying because I didn't originally have the part of Topanga.
What?
Somebody else had the part of Topanga.
What?
And I.
Who had this part?
Tell us the scoop.
So,
I didn't know this.
Shut up,
Yeah.
let her talk.
He's barely said a word.
I know. Can you imagine? I just did that. I did it on purpose. No, he asked, by the way, a brilliant question, and then I shut him up. I let her talk. Stop being rude. Oh, he asked a question.
Tell us about the table read. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I
Go on.
auditioned for the role of Topanga, and I did not even get a call back. I had absolutely no understanding or any sort of idea what they really wanted with Topanga. And I walked in kind of just as little Danielle and auditioned as if little Danielle was playing Topanga. And they were like, thanks, that's not what at all we're looking for. Goodbye. But the next day I got an audition for a part that had only like 2 or 3 lines. And I got that part. So I booked it. And it just so happened it was in the same episode as Topanga. And I showed up for table read,
Wait, what?
heard the other girl who had Topanga and was like, it was really like that whole first day of rehearsal was like the first acting class I ever had. I all of a sudden was watching this director tell her what they wanted, work with her on lines. And you know that feeling when you're a little kid and you're like, oh my God, ew, can I try again? I get it now. I realized why I never even got a call back. And David Traynor was working with her all day.
David
and-
Traynor.
Yeah.
Love David Traynor.
David Trainor's great.
Best.
And at the very end of the day, they decided that
They found a body, and
They didn't think she was gonna be able to give them what they wanted with the character.
no way.
And so they decided they were gonna let her go and they were going to recast.
Oh my God.
And they said, well, we can do a full recasting, or we can just start with the two girls you have reading these two lines.
No freaking
And
way.
give them a shot at it first. So at the end of the day, they were like, don't go home. We're gonna have you audition for this character. And I was like, that feeling I had all day, like I'd been paying so much attention to what David was telling her they wanted. So I felt like, okay, I really know what they want. Marla Sokoloff was the other.
I know Marla.
Marla was the
Yeah,
other
we had her
girl.
on Melissa and Joey. She's great.
So she was the other girl who had a couple lines. She went in and did her audition first, and she's from up north.
Yeah.
And when she walked out of the audition,
crazy.
Sally Steiner was like, I need your pager number. I need your manager's number, because she was about ready to get on a plane and go up north. And yet she was, if she got the part, she was going to be coming back on Monday and needed to have all these details. And I remember watching Sally be kind of like, I need every way I could possibly get in touch with you. Then I went in and did the audition. When I came out, they were like, thank you, goodbye.
No way.
And I got in the car and I immediately burst into tears. And my mom was like, why are you crying? And I was like, they needed to make sure they could get a hold of Marla, but they didn't need a way to get in touch with me. And at this point, my dad's been paging my mom like 911, 911, because he had no, like, we for sure should have been home by now, but my day had been made so much longer because I had to audition for this part. He didn't know what was going on. So I take out the Zach Morris cell phone we had at the time that was like,
Right.
$3 a minute or
Of
whatever.
course, yeah, you powered it up.
And I
with the
we
sun.
plugged it in with the curly, the
the
curly
sun. Oh,
thing
yeah.
goes into the lighter.
Oh, yeah.
And I called my dad, and I'm like, okay. My dad's like, why are you crying? I'm like, okay, so. And I'm starting to tell him, he goes, hold on, there's a call waiting. And he comes back from the call waiting, and he goes, that was someone named Sally Steiner who said show up on Monday as Topanga. He had no idea what I was talking about. My mom and I both just start screaming bloody
I just got
murder.
goosebumps.
Yeah, me
What
too.
a fabulous story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I showed up on Monday and
Look at that.
Wow.
heart.
Well, that was
The
meant to
rest
be.
is history.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yes.
Hey!
Are
Hey!
you kidding
What?
me?
That was one of the best stories.
Spam
One of
likely.
the best stories we've had on the pod, and you spams
Honest
Is
interrupting
your
this.
phone on?
Honest to
know.
goodness, that is
Yeah.
literally total kismet. Like, that's
Yeah.
it. Like, you know that was your part to have.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Because
100%.
That's incredible. That's
Absolute-
incredible. And the
absolutely.
power of, like, seeing yourself as that. You were doing that before you even knew it. 'Cause you're like, I can do this now.
Oh, I get
I
it.
know it.
I had
That's
only done
amazing.
commercials. Like the only training I had was a commercial workshop class where, when you're doing commercials, the only thing they want you to do, especially when you're an 11-year-old girl doing commercials,
Yeah.
is like be bubbly, be cute, be
Yep.
personable.
Right,
And so
yes.
that's all I knew how to do. So I went in for Topanga and was like, la, 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 and Topanga was a flower child.
Yeah.
And she was slow. And she was
Oh, wow.
She was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Those early. You have to go back and watch.
Oh,
early
my
Topanga.
gosh.
She channels spirits, growls. She talks like she's like swimming through molasses.
Oh, my
That
gosh.
was so funny. And David Traynor, you couldn't have been in any better hands. He's the best.
I know. He's really
He's just
great.
such a fabulous. He's so calm. Good. Perfect.
But I'm
Good.
sorry, Joe. I
Remember he
got to
does
go
that?
back to this.
He's so tall.
They
He
had
has huge
you-
hands.
Huge hands.
Huge.
Takes the stage in
Right?
like 3 strides.
Now, here's what I would do. All right? Good. Now, you're going to come in from here. Beautiful. Pick up a cup of coffee, bring it over there.
Over
okay?
from Video Village, this long arm.
Yes,
Yes.
his long arm.
No,
That's
he
how
was right. He's so calming.
He
Very
really
good.
is.
He
Yeah.
never,
Very good.
yeah,
Very
and
good.
that's it.
Could
But he
you move
never
over there?
loses
Very
his
good.
cool.
Move over
Really, like that was what
I
was
know.
so fabulous about him. He never seemed bothered, and you
No.
know the pressure.
Totally.
Obviously, espiously in those days, working with the kids, like getting
Oh,
it right.
yeah.
You never felt that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know. You
Well
guys
done.
could really just
The
talk.
arm
The
really
arm.
threw him.
Yeah.
I was just gonna
it
call
did.
spam back.
Yeah,
over here.
sorry about that.
So,
No,
But that was the original. That there was nobody before. They hadn't shot any episodes, right?
No,
that was
she
the
was
first.
just there for the first
Wow.
day. But Topanga was only supposed to be 1 episode. It wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't
really?
like. It wasn't right away going to be a regular. So I came in the 4th episode of season 1, did 1. It went well by the time it was over. And then it was like, okay, a couple episodes later, they brought me back for another one. And then,
Wow.
eventually I became a series regular, but it wasn't right away.
I just still can't get over they had you talking slowly.
So slowly, Matt. Can you
What?
imagine me?
Yeah, no, I can't. That's why I'm like,
I
why?
know. That's why I'm saying you have to watch it. You'll be shocked. You'll
Yeah,
be
I
like,
guess I will.
who is that person?
That's so funny. When did it catch on that you could like really out talk most people? You can. You really can.
I am a little bit
would
of a micro machine.
I always wouldn't have a conversation with your husband. Like, how do you even have any sort?
What do you mean? It's perfect. He just sits there and be quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Every
tell
once
me
in a while,
about.
every
Hold on
once
a
in-
minute. You just load up one question. Tell me about your day. You know?
Yes.
I swear my wife and I have the best conversations. It's beautiful. I line up 3 questions. We have dinner for like an hour and a half. It's perfect.
It's great.
No, I love it. I love it.
I just meant like if you're trying to get like some sort of, or if you're in like some sort of, hey, who's right, who's? I mean, I can't even imagine. You
Yeah,
just-
I'm like a lawyer.
Yes, I know. It'd be unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I know. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
It's
he
good
just
stuff.
blames his memory a lot. He's like, honestly, I don't know. I don't remember at this point. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I just ran you around in circles enough. Confused
You know,
the
his
hell out of you.
His
Yeah, I was
eyes
like,
are rolling in his head.
You know, I literally
No.
do the same thing with my wife. I swear, I'm that guy. I'm like,
yeah,
oh my God,
I don't know
I
anymore.
don't know.
Maybe
literally
you're
don't remember
right.
that. You don't remember that? I swear on my life, I don't remember it.
Is it
I-
Tuesday?
oh,
Is it
oh,
Thursday?
yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
Really?
I think I have. So I think at this point, like
Selective memory.
I think I do because I think that I can't
block it
so
out.
all in my
traumatized.
brain.
It's
PTSD.
the trauma,
I can't keep all
Joe.
the facts, but
It's
you
trauma.
guys, I think women are actually smarter in a lot of ways, and you can categorize
Dude.
a lot more thoughts.
Yeah, 100%.
We
Yes.
we are good at like a few thoughts, and
Yeah.
we can execute those.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
Yeah.
few select targeted.
But I don't think I like I
thoughts.
have to push stuff out. Like I can't remember everything.
Yeah.
I choose not to because I just can't do it. My wife remembers everything.
Well, and I think a lot
it's
of that,
amazing.
the topic of like mental load has come
yeah.
up a lot
Yeah.
in this modern day, and I
Mhm.
think we understand it a lot more. And I
Yeah.
do think women generally have more stuff. They have more things in their mental load. Like
No doubt.
you have to know if you have children. I am
Oh.
always aware of what size they are currently, how
Mm.
close they are to getting into the next size, season wise. Okay, well, the last time they had fall clothes was last fall. They're no longer that
my
size. They're
gosh.
growing rapidly. It's not like our clothes where we can wear them
right.
year after year.
Right.
They regularly need to be turned over. So is it time to clean out their drawers? What season do they need? Do they have swimsuits for this year? Are we going on a trip? Where are we going? Is it kid friendly? What do I have to bring with me? What do we have in the refrigerator at what time? What am I doing today for work? What are you doing for today for work? What time's the nanny arriving? Who's picking up the kids from school? And like all of that's going all day. And then even at night, I have a monitor because my kids are in a bedrooms across the house from me. So even in my sleep, my sleep is broken up and I need to be on alert in case one of them calls for me.
I could never.
So
do it.
there's never
Wow.
a time where I am not juggling
Several thoughts.
150
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's easier for us because we've just
Your muscle
had that-
memory is brilliant.
correct.
I know.
And we're also
know.
exhausted by it.
Oh yeah.
And we would
sure.
love
Oh, yeah.
to turn it off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how.
Now,
yeah,
can
I mean,
can I just add this? I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there, but
Oh.
I think I've heard this.
Doobie
a
Roach is
couple
really.
times.
Oh, Matt, come on.
No, but I think there's a basic. I think you could break this down between when it comes to man and a woman,
Oh.
and I think you can break it down to the fact that physically
Yeah.
we can protect ourselves.
Mhm.
Right.
Mentally, women need to protect.
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So over a long period of time, I think women they've been building as a muscle the
the brain is a
mentality
muscle.
and
Yeah.
the emotional intelligence to be able to handle
Yeah.
and protect, not like you just said, you and your children,
Yes.
which is the future. That's the most important thing.
No doubt.
Guys, we can physically protect ourselves so we don't have to go through that entire mental thought, because if something comes up, we could just
yeah.
do it and handle that right on the spot. And we've been in
Some of
that
us better than
situation.
Yeah.
No, but we've been in that situation for a long time. The point is I think that they complement each other very well.
They
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
You
No,
know?
it is amazing. And you know, to hear you talk, it's exactly the conversations that my wife and I have. Exactly.
Yeah.
She does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So we have the monitor. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
up.
A
Yeah,
second.
yes, me.
Yeah.
Literally, and it's like I hear it. She hears it 1 second before me. I hear it.
Totally.
But she heard it first. She's like, "Did you hear it?" I was like, "I don't think so." Bang! I'm like, "How did you hear that?"
Uh-huh.
The monitor. I heard it. It's right here. But it's amazing. How many kids do you have?
Two.
How old are they?
Almost 6 and almost 4.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's very fun.
Are they girls,
especially-
boys? What are
Both boys.
you have two
Yay!
boys? Giant all
Yes.
girls.
Got the
Yeah.
boys.
I have 19, 15,
Wow.
and
all
2.
girls.
Mhm.
19,
Yeah.
15, and 2. All girls. What?
We
What?
should do like a day trade. You know, because
Oh
like
yeah.
my boys have so much boy
I love that.
energy,
I love
and
that.
it's
I know just what to
great.
do with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I really do.
And
the
I've
other
been
stuff.
bottling it up.
It's the other
for-
stuff.
yeah.
that
And
is
I
just,
so badly want to be able to be like, let's wear matching dresses and braid our
oh,
hair.
you want to be an emotional referee? Come over to my house.
Yeah.
I'll be the physical referee in your house.
Exactly.
Yes,
There you go.
emotional. It's an amazing
And it starts
thing.
younger and younger now.
Yeah.
Even 2, you're probably dealing with
Oh, for sure.
big
Why,
emotion.
Daddy, look at me like that. I go. By the way, no secrets are kept with my little one. None. She's a turncoat. Because she turned to me like this. The other day, she's like, I want a snack. I was like, okay, you can have a
Right.
snack. She's like, I want apple. And it's like, okay, great. I was like, wait a second. Let's not run and get it immediately. I'm a snack. I was like I said it that question. Oh, what happened? Daddy said I'm not getting a snack.
Oh
I
my
didn't say that. I said, yes. She sells me out in 2 seconds. I go,
Wow.
yep. Daddy went, mm-mm. I was like, no, I didn't do that. Yeah, it was really great. Oh, yeah. Runs around the house.
Gaslighting your 2-year-old.
Already. She has to push her in the stroller. She pushes her own stroller. We go for walks. She wants to walk her own stroller. So I'm
Oh,
pushing
of
the stroller.
course.
She's pushing her own stroller with her baby in it.
Yeah.
It takes us
Wow.
3 hours to go 2 feet.
Oh,
It's like,
My-
no, really. It's the cutest thing. She's, oh, yeah.
I think younger kids have a tendency to be more independent because
Yes.
my oldest, still to this day, will sit down at the table and just and
Oh,
I'm like putting food in his mouth, like,
Oh,
son,
my
eat
gosh.
your own food. My youngest, from the time he was little, no, I'll do it myself.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, wanted to do everything.
And
himself.
girls are way more independent like
Yeah.
that than boys.
Okay.
Way more. Yes. Because the girls love it. I mean, Dylan is all about that. She sits there, watches Peppa Pig. She has her
Yeah.
snacks. She comes over, more dip, please.
She grills her own salmon
more
fillets.
dip. Yeah, no, more dip.
More dip.
More. She loves dip.
Well, who
Dip.
doesn't
Everything
love
is dip.
She's very
I know.
smart.
She loves
I
dip.
mean,
She loves
Dip.
special sauce, fry sauce, raspberry jelly. She wants. We have strawberry and raspberry.
Of course.
She knows the difference. And if I'm like, you want some jelly? Raspberry. I'm like, you don't want strawberry? No, raspberry. But the next day, I'll be like, you want raspberry? No,
Yeah.
strawberry.
Mhm.
No, yes. Oh, yes. Ketchup, mustard. What that? Put it on there. She tries it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you should see this little girl. She's so funny.
So
but
cute.
so independent already.
Yeah.
So strong and remembers everything.
Yeah.
Literally already.
Oh, boy.
Already.
You're in for it.
Yeah. pretty
I don't
much.
even remember I put that there. She's like, no, you put it in a napkin. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yes, yeah. You're right. I did put it in a napkin. That's amazing. Yeah. Pretty incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I got another random question for
Do
you.
it, Andy.
I was gonna
And then
ask,
keep quiet.
I was gonna ask
I'm
this
kidding.
a while ago. This
Oh.
is kind of a conversation shifter. But what about when this young stag?
Yeah.
When did you guys meet? What was that like? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
What was that? Tell us.
Absolutely.
What do you
Tell
mean?
me.
Tell you.
Why
Yeah,
don't
I
we
don't
talk
know. What-
about your first table
Yeah.
read?
Oh,
Yeah.
It didn't go well.
it was a bumpy
Matt's
first
never
table
delivered under
read.
pressure.
It was yeah, I was it was I knew the importance of table reads. And so that's why I did put some time and energy into it, and it just didn't go well because I didn't have the Michael Jacobs cadence
Mhm.
that he was looking for, and he, I don't know what it was ridiculous. They rewrote everything, and then they gave me a ridiculous amount of notes, and then and I'm glad for it because it did teach me.
Yeah.
I did learn his style very quickly. But it was definitely a bumpy road. I think that after that first time I walked out and I was just like, I don't even know if I can continue doing this.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm so glad that I did. And you guys are awesome. I mean, you guys are the best.
It's such a hard position for somebody like Matt or anyone in that same situation where you're coming into a show in the 5th season.
Oh, for
know.
sure.
Everyone's
brutal.
already
Bonded
been
and-
working
Oh, yeah.
together. It's like, you're coming into a close-knit group. No one told us he was going to be
Which is
joining
so
the
funny.
cast.
So
We did
weird.
so
It is.
weird. But
hey,
Classic old
How
school.
you
and it
doing?
was like, oh, hey, and it was fine. Like, it's not like there was any reason for anybody to have an issue with it.
No,
It's
but
more just
so
like
odd.
it's a weird feeling when
oh yeah.
hey, we've been here for 5 years and we still don't get to know anything.
Isn't that
Like,
wild?
we're just kind of kept in the dark.
It didn't help that Matt walked up to Will and Ryder and was like, "It's a new sheriff in town, boys."
Yeah, exactly. That was
Recognize this-
uncomfortable
this
for them.
guy?
Yeah.
about ready to screw everything up in this place. Lawrence Power.
Yeah. Lawrence Power holsters.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 of these.
Don't make me use them,
One
boys.
for each of you.
Got a lot of pull.
Oh,
Network
my
wants me
goodness.
here.
You know what's funny? Bill Daniels, who played Mr. Feeney,
He's the best.
finally accepted me on the last episode.
Oh, is that really?
I swear to God. I mean, he was gracious and
Right,
talked to me,
right.
but he actually embraced me
Oh.
on the last episode. That was he finally was like, yeah, you actually,
All right.
yeah, you joined in, you fit in.
Cool.
3 full seasons.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
That was hilarious. I'll
so
never forget it. I was
funny.
like,
That's
right
so
at the end,
crazy.
because I think he actually did get a little, because everyone was emotional. That
Of
ending
course,
you
was
get an
8-year
so
run.
emotional.
8-year
So
Oh my gosh. And even
So-
for me, and I'm just like, but I'll never forget, like everybody was like kind of huddled and hugging, and he was kind of,
Mhm.
obviously a very,
Stoic.
character,
Reserved.
reserved. And it just so happened that I happened to back out because I wanted to see this beautiful moment too. Even though I was a part of it, that was still the real
And
family.
and you backed out into his arms.
No, and I backed out, and he happened to be standing there kind of doing the same thing, and he put his arm around me, and he was
That's
like,
awesome. That's
what a
awesome.
great run. And I was like, wow, this was,
It's so
I
cool.
finally,
So-
Mr. Feeney finally accepted me.
That is
It's
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That
That
is
is-
really cool.
Yeah, it
I
was-
remember we came to a couple of show nights,
yeah.
and
Oh,
see you
yeah.
guys and do
Those were incredible
Oh, when you
show
guys do your
nights.
performances.
Those are fun.
Oh, they're Backstreet Boys
Oh, that
dance.
was
Yeah, the
Mhm.
Backstreet Boys dance was so much fun. It was
was
so much
great,
fun.
man.
It was such a great time.
It
You know,
really was.
it was such a great time. I mean,
That
that
time
live
before
audience stuff-
social media changed
Yes,
every
everything.
live experience
Everything.
and
Oh my
even
gosh.
just
Like-
phones in general
Yeah.
changing live experiences. Like you had nothing to do but engage with what you were
And be
there
in the
to
moment.
see and be in
I
the
know,
moment.
Yes, I
And so
know.
we had audiences that were paying attention to every line change, every cadence
Oh,
change,
yeah.
every dialogue moment
Yep.
because they didn't have a phone to be
I didn't
scrolling.
even think about that.
And when
yeah.
you get a new
You're right.
line and you're like, oh, this is so much, this is funny. I'm gonna
Yeah.
crush on this pass.
Yes,
You know, they
and
get
then
and the audience erupts because it's new and they were
Yes.
you know,
So great.
they were waiting for the same thing you said the time before, but now you surprised them.
which is so it was a really great era. It was a really great era. I say this often, you know, that like I really feel like we had a lot of things, not everything, but a lot of things figured out by the late 90s.
Yeah.
Like a lot of really great systems in place, a lot of really great ways to do it. Technology was still good and
Yep.
accessible and made things
Yeah.
easy. The internet was there,
Yep.
but you know, we had phones, right? You
Yeah.
could text, do all the things you need to
yeah.
do.
I
And we
my
had
Nokia
really a
phone.
great system in a lot of ways. And then social media came and smartphones elevated things in 06 and screwed up everything.
Yeah.
And threw every system that had been in place for all these years in doubt. And
You're
then
right.
people started to think, I got to make it better and
Yeah.
faster and more and more. And they blew up all these conventional systems, even the way you watch television. You know what I mean? Matt's, look, they're doing the P joke. I mean, can you imagine what I have to deal with?
Joe,
I
changes.
come into this. I'm doing this with my brothers in my
Bro,
late 40s.
Joe,
and I'm
change-
still hearing
Let me
the,
tell
the
ya.
piss in a microphone.
Let me tell you something,
You know,
guys.
I'm so glad
for everybody
that
out
there's
there
somebody
who's
else here that's an
listening,
adult,
I get to
'cause
see
I
it.
have to come down in the studio and deal with these infantile imbeciles all
Joe,
the time, and it
change
just gets,
is the essence of life.
Is it? Thank you.
Even though us,
Just wait
Humans
until you
have
see
such
what
a
happens when
struggle.
AI gets a hold of our
Yeah,
social media,
I
which it
know.
already is starting to. But just wait until it
change.
really. Oh my goodness, guys! It's
Andy
gonna
goes
be.
into this weird
I don't know what
Johnny
he-
Depp thing.
I don't know. He does this all
no,
the
he
time
does.
to me.
What do you mean? Rewind
The
the tape.
essence
He
of
literally
life.
just went like this. He was like, "Joe, listen to me, Joe. Change is a wonderful thing. It's this weird British. I don't know what he's doing. People, they
That's
called him
good.
Johnny Depp once.
That's
He
good.
takes it.
Oh,
Look at
God.
this. He still thinks he's some iteration of Johnny Depp in Out of Time. You know?
Nick of
the
Time, I
worst
think.
Nick of Time, the worst Depp film. He chose that look. Like, I love the way this man looks in this film. I will recreate it for the rest of my life. Look at this, Jimmy. It's me blood tooth.
The funny thing is, he does Johnny Depp like decrepit Johnny
Yes,
Depp.
it's
It's
now.
not like
no,
super
it's
ultra
not.
cool
It's not
Johnny
21 Jump Street when he was like lucid. It's Depp after several years of personal torture. You know when he walks in now and he's like, "My lord, everybody," and I was like, "Oh my God, what the hell happened?"
Oh my
Well, you know,
God.
Jimmy. You know, Jimmy.
Wish we can all have a good laugh.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. It's
Andy and I ran into each other when he was getting his hair cut.
what?
Yeah.
What?
I was dropping
You're
off
doing
gifts.
something very charitable, cool, and I was getting a haircut.
Nails, toes up in the air. Oh, hey, Danielle.
I was working for my nonprofit, and he was like, a little more conditioner, please.
God, no. Oh, that is
I
funny.
could let you just make it sound like I was doing something very charitable, but I was dropping off gifts to be wrapped for my children.
That is so
I don't feel
cool.
so bad.
That is,
Okay.
at the hair salon, they do that there too?
Next,
They got a thing going on during the holidays.
it's a very cool salon.
Hey, what's all this glitter on my face? Huh? That's we were making bows. What the hell? Oh,
They
God.
turn you around
Tough
to present
times, man.
to present your haircut, and you just wrap.
What?
It's like a dog groomer where they tied a little bow in her
Exactly.
hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. So there's a wrapping place near his.
She was doing a pop-up. Yeah, her name's Annabelle. She has a place called Tinseltown Gift
Oh,
Wrapping.
That's cool.
And she does
Very cool.
she wraps gifts year round, but she does a pop-up around the holidays. And
That is
it
fantastic.
seems as though that since I've started directing, there's never been we always talk about how the holidays industry shuts down at the holidays.
Never.
I'm always directing until like December 19th. I'm
Yeah.
like, how is
Christmas
this?
Eve.
Yes. It's like,
Santa's on his damn way, and I'm like, nope, you got to walk in quicker than that. Can we get the cross in that pickup, please?
and so I have not for the last several years had time in December to feel like I'm wrapping my kids' gifts.
Yeah.
So I have outsourced it so that it's one less thing on my plate.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was walking out and I was like, what are you doing here? He's like, I've been getting my hair cut here for 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much. It's true.
The decrepit Johnny Depp.
Did he have on a lot of bandanas?
Dirty
He had one in his pocket.
No,
Yeah,
probably
that's
Of course he
did.
had one in his pocket. Well, I've been getting by absolutely.
All these chains.
there were some changes.
How are you doing, lovely lady? Andy, a little bit of rum. Oh, that's not real, Andy.
It's
You're
not a
just
flask.
being, yeah.
Give me medicine.
You want to get into the Black Pearl now and go home. It's not the Black Pearl, Andy. You don't have to
No, it's
put a sail on it. Skull and crossbone flag. Oh, God.
too much.
It's true.
Oh
It's
my gosh,
true.
my stomach hurts.
It's Halloween all year round with this guy. He's either him or John Malkovich or Jeff Goldblum. Look what we have to deal with. He's the weirdest brother by far.
He's the weirdest.
He's the weirdest
That's
brother.
saying something
Yeah.
with the guy that's
It
got a
is.
box
Box
of
of
bugs.
bugs.
Yeah, with the roaches on the tail. I mean, you see what I have to deal with? I take 45 minutes to get ready, and I'm the weird
Right,
one.
and they make
Yeah.
fun of you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
Crying.
Oh my gosh.
Man,
So
that's
wait,
super
so just
funny.
real quick, so you guys met? Was
On
that the
the
first time that you
at
had
the
met?
table
You
read.
guys didn't know each other
Walking
before,
in,
right?
No,
we
we did
never
not.
met.
We
Okay,
just
no.
met at that table
Yeah.
read.
Didn't you go to a prom or was there?
Yes.
Yeah, we went to prom.
I went to his
That was-
prom.
You went to
That
his
was
prom.
so awesome. of
It
you,
was
by the
so
way.
much fun. And
That
by the
was
way,
fun.
our picture absolutely looks like we got married.
Wait, I remember the picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing like a flower crown
Yes.
and
Oh,
a
yeah.
white
Yes.
gold dress.
Yep.
And we took pictures
So
in my
wild.
parents' backyard.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And we look like we got married.
Yeah, we did.
It's very much like a
That's
wedding.
so
Awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
I
really
remember
cool.
that. I remember you getting ready
Oh
to
yeah.
go to that. And I remember, I totally remember that.
I remember
That's cool.
dealing with the
The
corsages and all that. And I was like,
Croissants?
oh,
What did
what
you
are
do?
they- croissants? The corsages?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something. Yeah,
Corsage.
the
The
corsage.
Yes.
I remember dealing
Andy'd
with
like to
those
take
and
that
like
one.
stressing
Go ahead,
out.
Andy, as death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the
You
corsage.
mean croissant?
I'm always wearing one.
Oh, look. I happen to have one on me vest right now. Here you go.
The weirdest. Love me not.
You just had a
me.
corsage.
Taking
Love me
this,
not, love
taking
me,
this
love me
as
not,
far as
love
you can
me.
take
Yeah,
it.
we
huh?
are.
Yours
Anyway.
was on your wrist.
Yeah, corsage and a boutonniere.
Do you know I kept mine for like ever.
Boutonniere.
I did too. I had mine for so long.
For like ever.
I may have just thrown it away.
Yeah, seriously. Like, it was like
It's
this.
like really old,
really old.
really dead.
Yeah, little. It was like this big.
Was it
but
white?
like,
Was it
wait.
white?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
white.
this crumpled thing that you
Oh,
had
because it
for
was a big
years.
deal,
Yeah.
man. This was like a big thing. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was going to go to my prom. I didn't even really. And then
I remember that little.
oh,
crumpled
and then
thing.
you
Yeah.
just changed the whole thing for
Ribbon
me.
on
It
there.
was
Yeah.
so
awesome.
much fun.
Yeah, it was
I got to spend quite a bit of time with your entire family, and you guys were always so lovely.
Yeah.
And I so
was
looked
fun.
forward to all those Lawrence family dinners we got to do.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Right? That was really
gosh.
cool. That was really cool.
You don't realize how incredible those days are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't
Like,
take
it's
it
just-
in, but when
Yeah,
you look
yeah.
back, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
what
Even
So
those
what
dinners, like, we were
amazing
able to sit there.
days
We were able to
had.
sit there and not
worry about anybody else.
Correct.
No, I
You know,
know.
and like it's so weird because even with my older girls, I've seen the change.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because Charlie was born in 06 when the
Yeah.
iPhone came out, right?
Mm.
So it took a couple years for it to really start to mess everything up. And no, but seriously, like
Yeah.
so and Libby was born in 10. So we had a couple years with Libby before things really got weird. And then like but then now you see it where you can't be out to dinner without like blip, 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 blip. And
Yes.
everybody just going like, check. If there's a dull moment now,
Correct.
you don't have to find something to talk about. Everybody just goes to their phones.
Yes.
And it's such a crutch. And it's really
Even when you're trying to think of the name of something, and
There it
we
is.
immediately
Oh,
just look it
yeah.
up as opposed to being like, okay, he was in, and
Yeah.
then the way it just engages you and new conversations
connect.
spark off of that.
you learn how to connect that way, believe it or not. That is the
Yeah.
human experience, and that's what we've lost. We
Yeah.
really are losing it. We're definitely losing it. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of great things, but I miss those days. We would be out to dinner in a restaurant, and you weren't thinking about anything else.
Exactly.
You didn't even, that wasn't
It
even
was
an
just
option.
about the
check
conversation.
your
Who were you
Instagram.
sitting next to? Who were you across
Yes.
to? Who could you talk about? How do we switch seats so that I can talk to you for a little bit?
Yeah.
And the memories were the dinner. You'd come home and you'd
Exactly.
be like, it was a great dinner.
Great
Remember
dinner.
when Dad said, we still to this day quote things from family dinners when my
Yeah.
dad embarrassed us somehow or something.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you know, all these moments instead of like a meme.
Well, and
that
then it would
we
always go
share.
from dinner back to the house.
Yep.
It was all,
Yeah.
and then it'd be like coffee,
Yep.
you know,
Right,
everybody
man.
back at the house, and
Right.
our moms got along so
Oh my
well.
gosh, yeah. I know. I know. It was
Yeah.
so great. It was just amazing times.
I
feel
can't believe
so-
how fast it's gone too. You know,
I
it's another old
know.
fart thing to say, but it really is true. Like you think, I mean, it's like, it's just crazy to think that 95, 96, 97, like 30 years.
30. I know.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's wild to think of.
I know.
mean,
30 years.
So let's see, your prom would have been 98. Wow, we're coming up on 30 years of our prom.
That is
Wow.
what?
Oh, wow.
Guys, that's crazy.
Crazy?
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I know.
So
It's
cool.
I know.
insane.
Well, the 40s are like, I have 1 year left in my 40s.
Right.
Man,
Wow.
we
Have the
measure-
40s been good to you?
No.
Okay.
No,
Thanks
I
for
hated
the
them.
honesty.
The
Okay.
worst decade ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
you've not
No,
liked it.
I'm not, no. 50s. That's going to be the
You're
one.
gonna- you're
It's
gonna-
be the one,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, yeah.
No. No. I'm just kidding.
5-0.
No, look. You know, I think the 40s there were moments that were great.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
but it's been a decade of a lot of change for me. You know,
Totally.
so that's been whatever. But
You know,
it's-
change is the essence of life.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Always back.
Yeah, the essence of life.
Now he's got an actual power that on. Oh no, no!
Slaps his hook down. Andy, you just put that on. Well, this is me hand. Me hand.
This
You're
is
such
me
a
hand.
What's left of me?
He's so out of control. But anyway. But you go through it. You know, it's so funny. You get to-
was a crocodile, but it's actually a squirrel. He got bit by. You know, he takes care of these squirrels.
I have a scrub. Yeah,
Wait,
squirrel
what?
He's got a
friend.
whole-
What do you mean you
He's got
take
a whole
care of it?
gang of them now.
I can introduce you to Chip. She's friendly, but the babies are vicious. They just want food so bad, and she jumped out of a tree and tagged me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
They actually get very pushy.
Yeah.
Well, I
did a
do
bunch
know
of-
this.
I
about
love them,
yeah.
and there's like now.
But
8
once they come
squirrels.
to rely on you, they're like,
You
Oh.
open the door randomly here, and they're sitting there.
They're sitting there like
Wow.
this, and then if you're like, okay, I'll get you a nut, and you walk away, and turn around, and it's right there, going like this. You're like, oh,
You weren't walking away from me, were you?
Yeah.
oh boy,
It is
Wow.
weird.
and then because
They're
Chip is
precarious
Andy, I
creatures.
guess has allowed her really to get close to him. She'll start reaching for your
Oh
leg,
my gosh.
and you're like,
Scrawl up your leg.
don't wear flip flops. She thinks
Yeah.
toes are nuts.
Yeah.
I swear, guys. She goes at me. I'm like, whoa, okay, Chip. All right.
They have these really dexterous fingers.
Yeah,
I
these
don't know.
little
Yeah.
nails, and she's like, go for your tail.
Don't wear flip flops,
Oh.
and definitely don't go without underwear. Matt, that's the weirdest house rule I've ever heard. Always wear pants.
Oh my
Okay, Matt,
gosh.
thanks. Yeah.
Oh,
But,
yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
so one of the babies tagged me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bite him constantly.
You guys really with the animals here.
Oh,
How
yeah.
do the iguanas get along with the squirrels?
They steer clear.
As long as the squirrels don't near the iguanas. The
Okay.
iguanas will So Jomo, he's a big rock iguana,
Uh-huh.
and
He's
Jomo.
huge. Have you seen him?
No.
He's bigger than this table.
Oh no, he's
No.
not. He's about maybe. He's about 4.5,
Jomo?
five
Yeah.
feet.
How
like
much
that.
does he weigh?
Okay, I'm
But
5
he's he-
feet,
he's
so
heavy,
he's
though.
my
How
size.
much
Yeah,
does he weigh?
Kind of. Yeah, he's heavy though. He's
How much does he weigh?
Probably about 32 pounds.
Wow.
Lizard.
He's a big lizard. But he doesn't like when the squirrels eat off of his plate.
How
Now-
did he get into his cage?
So the screen is like about this, and anything a squirrel can get its head in, they could pretty much
They
get
can,
in.
yeah, like cats.
And
Exactly.
he
Their
hasn't
head
done
fits.
this in a long time, but one time there was this one squirrel that was kind of
What?
wouldn't back down. And I go out the next morning to feed him, and in his bowl is the dead squirrel like this.
Really?
With his neck just snap. He just went and killed it. It was like, you're done. Don't eat my. See, they don't
Really?
eat it, but he got defensive with. He gets
Yeah.
very defensive with his food.
So
Even with me sometimes.
how do you? I mean, I don't think of iguanas as moving very fast, but I guess they can.
Oh my gosh.
Very fast.
They can go from like this to just lightning, like
Really?
lightning
Like
in
an
a walk.
alligator,
Yeah, yeah.
they take off.
Exactly. It's the
They
same
move the
thing.
same way.
It's just
They look like they're in a state of comatose, and before you know it,
Yes.
They're right up on
yes,
you.
Yes,
and it has a lot to do with the body temperature. So if it's cool out, you can interact with them a lot easier than if it's hot. 'Cause
Okay.
that means it's almost like being on steroids when it's hot out.
Wow.
Yeah, they can like do whatever. Yeah, very
They Hulk
agile.
out.
They
in
can
the heat.
Hulk out.
Okay.
It's 100%
If you
what
run
happens.
in zigzags,
They all turn
like-
into the Rock when it gets hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Health.
Actually,
and
funny,
tequila. What?
funny.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Terramana.
If you run in zigzags, can you avoid an iguana like a crocodile?
No, not at all.
You run it six.
It's not working.
No, they just
It's not working.
No, dude, you're an idiot. You're slowing yourself down. They just run in a straight line. They're
attack
waiting for you at the end.
His mouth open.
How
Yeah,
did you
no.
get here? You were doing the zig and the zag. I just ran straight.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's
gosh.
actually hilarious. I just learned this the other day. I have this little bearded dragon clan. I have a male and 2 females. I'm hoping to get babies, but it'll take at least a couple years.
We're all hoping.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
The whole neighborhood's on pins and needles for this news.
No, I am.
Boy, the gender reveal. There's no kids, you know. It's just, oh
They are my
God,
kids. It's
I
true.
know.
It's
He
very
just
true.
has beardies.
She and I hand feed her every morning, and I'm like,
Do you have to hand feed her, or you,
you
just
don't.
like to?
No, I just like to, and
Okay.
it also builds just like it does with other pets. It builds,
Builds up my
uh,
self-esteem.
Yeah.
It's purely one-sided and
Oh,
selfish.
they hate it, actually. It's all for me. Here's this creep again feeding us. All right, here we go.
Put the
Love
damn
it.
food in the bowl.
Love it, yeah. Sam, get the hell out of here. We're trying to enjoy our breakfast.
We're starving. We can't eat it any other way.
One at a time is the slowest service on the planet.
no, it's funny now when I put my hand in there. All they do is go like this.
Looking for
Aw.
food.
But no, and I didn't know this, and I go in there. So every morning I'm doing the same thing. I feed her like 5 roaches, some worms, some arugula.
What a morning
blueberry.
routine, right? What a
Yeah,
morning
I love
routine.
it.
Arugula,
How early does
blueberry.
this routine start?
Oh, early. Like I especially in the summer, I have to get out there by 7:30. Got
Okay.
to. And if I have to leave the house at like by 7, that means 5:15.
And they eat every day?
They eat every day.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them. So then there's the winter where things really slow down, even for the iguanas. The temperature's much lower. Even I got heat on, it just things go down. And the tortoises and the beardies go into brumations. They don't eat at all
Wow.
for like 6 months. Anyway, so I feed this girl every morning, right? And then I come out one morning and I go to feed her, and I swear to God, she's swollen. Like this, all puffed up, and I'm like,
Oh no.
"Oh my gosh, can she breathe?" I'm trying to open her mouth. I'm like, "Oh, breathe,
You're gonna
girl."
have to give this lizard mouth to mouth.
Something, and I call up the breeder, and I'm like, I take a picture. I'm like, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, dude, relax. They can fill their like squirrels their neck with food and store it for later." I had no idea. When I say it was like a balloon that's swollen up, she had been eating for the past 2 days. I guess I've just been feeding her too much, and she'd just been storing it in her neck so that she could, eat it later.
Wait, this is one of Andy's squirrels you were
No,
feeding?
this is
oh,
the
like
bearded
a
dragon,
The bearded
like a
dragon
squirrel.
can do it like.
I've never seen this. I've had beardies for like
About to
decades.
say,
Never seen this.
why are you
before.
feeding my squirrels?
Yeah, he's trying to
No,
bond
yeah,
with your
I know.
squirrels.
And they actually have like they actually have skeleton underneath there that expands. So it's like little bones that actually can expand. It's this giant pouch that they
What?
store food. I guess beardies are amazing. Not only are they omnivorous, which is incredibly
Yeah.
random and rare for an agama, so they can eat insects and vegetations. That means they're survivors, and they come from a very harsh environment. So that would make sense that they would, if they get an opportunity to say that they come across like a termite nest to fill their pouch up,
Right. So,
So
they don't
big-
waste it.
because months could go by before
Totally.
they come across food again.
Wow.
I love
Anyway, I
it.
was shocked. I just learned this little. I don't know where that came from. but-
I don't either. I don't know if we're ever going to recover from that story, but
Wow,
good.
that's amazing.
It's,
like
it's,
that.
Well,
it's good.
How nice
do
she
your
is.
do your
So
boys
nice.
like animals?
They do. They love animals. I
Nice.
know.
Why don't you guys come over and check out the reptile zoo?
They would probably love
I think
it.
so. It's pretty cool now.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
will take you up on that.
Yeah, I think that would be very cool. I would love to show them, and a lot of them
Matt's
are really.
desperate to show his
Yeah.
animal collection. to
Please,
people.
anyone.
I love it when anybody
Please.
comes over. Yeah, I do. And especially the young ones when they really get into it, and a lot of them are super tame. I mean, they can really.
Most of them.
Matt's hatched most of them from like little eggs,
Yeah,
right?
it's true. Yeah, a lot of them. They're all captive
Wow.
bred or rescued that can't go back into the wild. So they're not. Nothing is. I would never take animals out of the wild. I don't. I think that's the worst
Yeah.
thing you can do. But in the same regard, I switched over. I used to hate zoos. Period.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Because it was like animals in cages. But
the
especially when it comes to the amphibians and the reptiles, a lot of these environments they're gonna struggle. So there needs to be. You can't just have one zoo because there's not enough genetic diversity. It actually you need to have people like me having these animals for genetic diversity when it comes to the time when these things don't really exist in
Yes.
the wild. So that and like I said, these are now generations and generations of captive bred animals. They're just like dogs.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. These beardies would not survive out in the wild.
Right. Our dog here is snoring
Yeah.
beautifully.
Yeah, he's
I-
snoozing.
Yeah, Shmee is snoring.
Yeah.
It's
And it's so cute.
Shmee is
I
snoring.
know.
Definitely can't drink before you say that sentence.
Shmee
Shmee is
is
snoring.
snoring.
Andy can though. Shmee is snoring. Yeah.
It's funny because Shmee is a pirate. You know,
I
that's-
mean,
Yeah.
Shmee, what do you
Yeah.
do?
I know.
Mr. Shmee, and he says it.
I do scream it. like
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
that doesn't.
I'll tell you what, though,
any-
man.
Do you
There's
have dogs?
nothing like
A dog and a cat, yeah.
A dog and what kind of dog?
I
is
have a
that?
dog, a multi-poo named
multi-poo?
Brunch.
named Brunch.
Brunch. And then we have a cat named Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
Bill Belichick.
No, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
Bill Murray.
Love
yeah.
it.
He's
Love
a
it.
jerk. The cat.
Oh, the
Bill
cat.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
right.
so do the dog and the cat get along?
They do, for the most part. The
Bill
only
and Brunch.
Bill and Brunch, yeah. They get along pretty well. Every now and then, if we are eating dinner and Bill decides to come down, which normally Bill is like,
Is he
he's
old?
a very cuddly, he's 14.
Oh, that's
You know they
They're
got the
about
shot
the same age.
for cats. It's out.
Watch out.
You can extend their life by
That's
7
okay.
years.
We're good. Thank you.
She just said Bill's a jerk.
Thank you.
We're gonna make this jerk live forever.
I
want to be in this jerk's presence for another 30 years.
He's a great jerk. I
Yeah.
love him, but I
Yeah.
I have a little scratch here, which is actually just from him loving on me. Like we were all cuddled up close, and then he just extended his paw and like grazed my arm.
Yeah.
But he was recently he had a thyroid, so he was throwing up a lot.
He
And
had
we were very concerned. He was throwing up a lot, and my mom came over. He's a very big cat, and my mom came over and said, "Bill's lost weight." I said, "Do you think so?" She said, "Yeah, you must just not see it because you see him all the time, but he looks very thin." So we took him to the vet, and he had some sort of tumor on his thyroid that was making him throw up and making him not be able to eat. And so they said, so you have two options. You can let this run its course, which will just mean that over time, he's basically going to starve to death. I was like,
my
well,
goodness.
gosh.
that's not an option.
Sounds very cool.
Like, that's not going to work. They said, we can try a medicine
Okay.
and see if that helps. It's like, well, let's start there. So we did. We tried a medicine, and within 3 days, his entire body was covered in bloody blisters.
What?
He was having
What?
an allergic reaction to the medication. So
Oh,
they said, unfortunately, he's not a candidate for this medication. So your only other option is to send him for this radioactive treatment. It was $3,000. We sent him to a vet. They kept him for a week. They gave him this like radioactive treatment for his thyroid, which killed the tumor. And then he got to come home. And for 21 days, we weren't allowed to be closer to him than an arm's length away. We had to store his poop in a paint bin
What?
out in the yard for 6 months because we couldn't throw it away because it was
He
radioactive.
came back with a turtle shell and new ninja.
Exactly. And he loved pizza.
Yeah.
It was
Wait a minute.
shocking.
Wait a minute. Did a rat show up named Splinter? Yeah. Come on. This is Teeny Mint Ninja Turtles. That
Exactly.
vet was just playing you, man.
Wow.
But he's better now.
Some side effects.
Wow. but it worked.
Cowabunga,
it did
dude.
work.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Wow. It
Yeah,
worked, really?
It worked. He came back and he doesn't have the thyroid tumor anymore. He's not throwing up anymore. He's back to eating normally. But so, in my opinion,
Wow.
we've already given him a shot.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more shots we need.
Wow. And how old? How old's Brunch?
Brunch is also 13, 14, yeah.
Wow.
They're the same age, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Brunch
love
the multi-poo.
Brunch the multi-poo, yeah. He's so cute.
If they named my breed that, I'd be so pissed. Hey, what are we going to call it? It's the Golden Retriever. Love it. Pit Bull. That sounds strong. German Shepherd. Love it. What are we called? Multi-poo. What? You're the multi-poos. What the? Why?
How'd we get stuck with that?
What do you mean? What? Why? Well, you're a poodle and a Maltese. Can we come up with something a little bit more? Multi-poo.
It's funny.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
I miss having dogs. I lost my dog about 3 years ago, and I still haven't gotten. I kind of haven't gotten over it yet. But
Yeah.
I'm starting to get that urge for like I need that companion. I don't know.
he
You
wants
have the
to get
Shmi.
2 Malawals, or what are they called?
What?
Malawalas? What are they called? Wawas?
Malinois.
The
Malinois.
huge dogs?
Well, they're not that big.
Oh, okay.
They're
Maybe then I'm
attack
thinking
dogs.
of. Oh.
They're not attack dogs.
They're violent. You ever see
Oh,
Cujo?
you wanna get 2?
You ever see
Yeah, I
Cujo?
have
It's a couple
seen
of
Cujo.
those.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
it's
I'm kidding.
not. No, it's not. Those are
Mastiffs or
Rottweilers.
Rottweilers?
Yeah, that's a Rottweiler.
I know. I'm just kidding.
No,
I actually love Rottweilers.
They're
They're
shepherds. They're
dope.
shepherds. They're like, and they're a little leaner. Like I had a Czech shepherd, and he was like 120 pounds, big. and
Wow.
His head was like this.
His name
The
was Bear.
Malinois are about 80
Bear.
pounds. Yeah, Bear. He was a little bear. But the Malinois about 80 pounds. You know, the real
pretty big.
It's pretty big, I guess. But they're great, unbelievable.
But he
Most
wants to get
intelligent
2.
dog on the planet. Yeah, I want to get 2 because I had Bear, and shepherds are. I mean, they really need that bond.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's not another dog around, the responsibility on you is. I mean, he went with me
Yeah.
everywhere. And I left town one time. The first time I left him, he didn't leave the porch. Like he barely ate. Like
Yeah.
they're really dependent on you. So when you have 2, when you leave town, they
Also,
they can,
they keep each other company and
yeah.
they play with each other. and
Exactly.
It saves.
Yeah.
It actually more beneficial for you. It'll
Yeah.
save you a lot of time.
it just saves you a lot of time. So
I know.
I do want to get 2, little boy and little girl.
Aw.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Joe doesn't like dogs.
No, I love dogs. I just,
Just see how the look on her face.
No, I'm
changed?
I'm
I
telling
love
you,
dogs. No, you know what it is? I love
when
dogs.
you have children,
Yes, it's just I hear that story that you told me
one more thing
about
to
Bill.
take care of. Yeah.
That's my nightmare.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
Radioactive poo.
no, just like vomit, like kid vomit's one thing, right?
No.
But like animal vomit everywhere, and I'm cleaning up
Oh,
diarrhea.
I can't
shit,
tell how much
you know,
animal
like,
vomit. I
But you
saw
know what I'm
that,
saying?
by the
Like,
way.
and I'm
Yeah,
just
you
going to
do
myself
it.
when you got the kids and you're already like max, and you're like
Before I had children,
different story.
animals were
100%.
like children
Yeah.
to
Yes.
me.
Well, I remember. Wait, why do I
100%.
remember that?
Anna.
Oh yes,
I had
That
Anna
was
who
like your
came to set with me.
baby,
She
yes.
was my baby.
Oh yeah, she was like your baby.
And
What kind
so
what kind of dog was that?
a Maltese.
A Maltese.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Perfect.
not
Okay.
a multi-poo. She was a purebred Maltese, but
Okay. Okay.
looked a lot like Brunch.
Yeah.
And she
Oh.
was 7.5 pounds, and she was so just the
Perfect.
sweetest, cutest, and she was
Yeah.
wonderful. She was a great dog. I've had a ton of pets that I've loved before I had children. And then when I was pregnant and I was like, I'd cry thinking about Brunch. I promise, even though I have kids, you're still going to be my baby. Guess what? A few years in, I'm like,
Yeah,
Brunch, you are a dog. Like, I love you to death. But it
changes
they are
things.
such a big responsibility, and
They
you
are.
already have big
Totally.
responsibilities with children.
I'm telling you, you only have a
So-
certain amount in the tank, like
No, I know.
for giving to others. And the
Correct.
problem is, not a problem, but kids, they demand pretty much everything,
Everything.
all the
Oh,
time.
sure.
Like
Wow.
You
I
are
can't
no
even
break.
touched. You are touched out. You are talked out.
Yes.
You are
Wow.
negotiated out.
Oh my
You-
gosh.
it's just your tank is empty,
Empty
and then you're
all
like,
the time.
I have
You
to
barely
walk you
fill it
now,
up.
feed you.
Yes.
Right.
And I still love him, and I would do it. I do it. Oh, we paid the money. We did the thing. We do it.
Yes.
But like when the time comes that I have the opportunity to give him a shot or not,
we're not doing it.
I'm maybe gonna take a couple minutes to myself.
I get it. No, I get it. No, I get it. I get it. 100%.
Can you
guys.
imagine the radioactive cat with the kids? That's
No,
a
I
nightmare.
mean-
I don't know how you did that.
We did. It was hard because
What a nightmare.
they would want to see him. We'd have to
course.
put him in. We'd have to put him in the office while we got the kids ready for school.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
S-
gosh.
And then we could let then we'd let Bill out.
Yeah, your parenting skills are really tested because when you're negotiating and everything's a negotiation, it's like Bill's not feeling well. He's sick. No, you can't go near Bill. Bill's not feeling.
Sorry.
You can't do. I want to. You can't do it. Bill's a freak. Bill's gonna kill you.
Bill could kill you, literally.
You touch me,
don't
you're dead. All right. I'm sorry. I'm so sick. Come here. Come here,
Sorry,
sweetie.
Mommy lost her
I'm
cool.
sorry, Mommy didn't mean that. Bill loves you. Bill loves you so much.
So much.
But he's such a dangerous Bill right now. Then you come in, you're like, I failed as a parent. I
Yes,
so
it's
failed. I lost
over.
my cool.
I
You
say to
know?
my kids all the time, and whenever I say, "What's my number one job?" and they say, "To keep me safe."
There it
And
is.
that's kind of, I've been saying that to them since they were babies.
Yep.
And so if I ever like really lose my cool about something that pertains to safety, I'm like,
Yep.
sorry, that's my number one job is to
Yes.
keep you safe. And when
Right.
you ran into traffic,
Yes.
that was very much a risk
Yes.
that you were not
Yeah.
going to be safe. And so with Bill, it was my number one job is to keep you safe.
Absolutely.
And right now,
That's
Bill
brilliant.
needs
That's
to
brilliant.
be
Right.
on his own
That's
so that
right.
we all stay safe.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's
Wow.
why when I tell my kids to shut the, I tell them I'm keeping
My
you safe
number
from
one job.
me.
My number one job.
Because
to keep you
I'm
safe.
gonna
'Cause I
attack you if
am
you
gonna-
stop talking.
well-
If you don't stop talking to me. Shut the fuck. Why'd you say that? I'm keeping you safe from me. No, I'm kidding. That's
Well,
a joke.
I'm
But anyway,
super,
I love
super
kids.
proud of you.
Yes.
Seeing,
you.
knowing you for quite a long time now and seeing your kind of evolution and your journey and just the way you talk about your kids. And obviously you're an incredible mom and they're lucky to have you. So I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
It's also a
Likewise.
testament to like just growing up like we all have. And
Yeah.
some people like they just don't
Grow.
grow up.
Yeah, it's
well,
weird.
You know,
No.
like they're weird.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
and
yes,
I mean, but more than that, also like they're weird. I mean, like everything's weird. It's a very strange thing.
You
know?
called me weird.
No, I love you. I'm just kidding. I just busting your.
You're
you
just
know
the
what.
weirdest of
Yes,
the brothers.
right.
Yes.
Not weird,
No, but
just
it's
the weirdest.
so funny. Like,
Okay.
like you know, it's weird. Like you do some of these cons, right? That we do, and
Yeah.
and you know, and people have told us this, but
I don't know.
hold on.
What?
No, but you see people you haven't seen in a long time,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
but you've known
Little
them forever.
reunions. Yes.
Right. And it's shocking because you're like, what? Wow, how much time has gone by? And I just feel like, but yet some people
Yeah.
they don't really change as much,
That's true.
and they're graceful in how they mature and how they grow up and they grow old. And I feel like
Yeah.
you know you represent that
You're a
category.
prime example.
Oh yeah, you're
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
you're
Yes,
Yeah.
you're a prime example
Yeah.
of just kind of like growing up and growing older gracefully, and you still are very much who you always were
Yeah,
and
you're-
are. And I feel like
Yeah, it's
knowing
awesome.
you as a young lady, you know, and being young ourselves, like I just feel like you're the same person.
Yeah, you have
You
You know,
not
but so many
changed
other, but no,
at all.
you
No,
haven't
I'm looking at
changed.
you right now going, wow, yeah, you really haven't
No,
changed.
but I mean that's what I'm
It's
saying. Whereas some
amazing.
other people, you're like, oh my, wow.
It's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's
It's like that high school reunion.
Wisely.
Like the high school reunion, we're like,
hey,
"Hey, I'm
Mike's in the
Mike."
tomb. You know, you're like, oh my god, how many years have you been here? 2 billion. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know how you took care of yourself as a kid growing up. We always tried to work out and eat right, and
Yeah.
what you put in is what you get out. And I feel like that has a lot to do with it. But I just feel like I don't know. But more than that, you're just the same person.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I haven't seen you in years. Really, I mean,
know,
every
I
now
know.
and then. But
I think last time I saw you was, did I see you last also at Mass Singer?
maybe yes.
I saw you
maybe.
very quickly at
Very
Mass
briefly,
Singer.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Wait, what?
not your Mass Singer,
Mine.
his Mass Singer.
Really?
Yes.
I
Briefly.
why was I there?
90s night?
90s night.
90s
Yes,
night.
90s night. Lance and I
Yeah.
did a Clue. Yeah, that's right. So
Got
I
it.
so I
Yeah.
saw you there, and then
Yeah.
but I also saw
They
you
brought
at
me on to kick
9
me off the same night. I didn't realize that till I did the show, but that was what it was, of course.
I didn't see. I
It's a
didn't.
perfect reveal.
I didn't know
It's
any
It's a
of
perfect
that.
reveal.
Here we
Conspiracy.
go. Here we go.
Boom. No. Yeah. No, you know, I got a walrus outfit. And it was,
He's a little sour about
He's a
it.
little sour about that one.
Matt, however, had
One
a
night.
great
it was a
time.
one and done.
Yeah.
Matt loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Matt-
loved it is
No, you
yes,
loved
I
it.
loved it, but I mean, it was
He has the paparazzo
really
thing
nerve
right over there.
wracking
he wants to
on my
keep
clue
it.
case.
also did not know they asked
Yes!
me to be a clue, which I thought was funny. They even keep secrets from you guys.
Oh yeah, everything. No, I didn't know. So I actually have to because now it's finally over. I have to go back and check who everybody was because I still don't know who everybody is. No clue. I had no idea that you were my clue until I literally watched it and went,
Oh.
well, I gotta text Danielle. What is going on here?
I know it
Crazy.
was funny because they just tell you like this is the most secretive
Yeah,
thing.
it's incredible.
Top secret, but are you willing to be a clue? You have they were like, you have a friend. Top secret. It's Matt Lawrence.
Oh my God.
You have a friend. on the show, are you interested in being a Clue? And it was like, yeah, absolutely. And they
It
were
was
like,
so
great.
sweet.
Here are some days that we're shooting. Which one works for you? I was like, this date, this time. Great.
Wow.
Okay, great. And then I thought, am I not allowed to text Matt? Does he know that I know
That is
that
so
he knows?
funny.
I was just too afraid.
You
so
knew that I
don't-
knew that you didn't know that I knew that.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
the feeling. So I was like, I'm
Right.
not even going to tell
Yeah.
you
No,
that
smart.
it's
Good.
for
Good.
you. You're
Yeah.
the one on the show. And I'm like, I can't tell him.
No, no.
That's
In fact,
so
yeah,
funny.
yeah. I'm glad I didn't know because I would have. It's actually good for me because I was so nervous about everything. I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
just
even know.
completely block it
yeah,
out.
it's all blocked out. So,
That's
but,
what
That's
I figured.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really cool.
All right,
Really
that's
cool.
Pretty cool, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I did see you. That's so funny. Wow.
Yeah.
What
But to your point, and Matt, for you, thank you. I'm going to give you back the same compliment you gave me. We have known each other now for 30 years.
30 years.
And so we have both seen each other
Oh,
through
yeah.
a lot of iterations of ourselves.
For sure.
Your 20s and even your 30s are sometimes for trying on identities.
Oh yeah.
And trying on who am I now, and maybe I'm this and maybe I'm that. And the fact that we have been able to stay in each other's lives,
100%.
there have been times we've had conflict and
Absolutely.
we've resolved them.
Yeah.
And like that, those to me are the moments of my
Amazing.
life and the relationships of my life I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
They're not the relationships that never had hiccups. They're not the relationships that
100%.
never had problems.
Totally.
They're the relationships where I said you're worth going through whatever this obstacle is. We'll
Yeah.
come out on the other side of it. But that's how you know it's a relationship worth keeping.
100%.
So-
Absolutely.
They said that
I couldn't
relationships that
agree more.
that experience turmoil, tumult, where you argue and you bicker and you discuss things and disagree, and if that's it. Are actually
and
ones-
you're
no.
disgusted with each
No,
other.
no, no, no.
And you hate each other
hate
so
each other.
much.
Yeah.
And you
wanna
literally
stab
think
each other in the
there's
eyeball.
never any coming
They
back.
dreamed about
Those are the
murdering
ones,
you.
believe it or
Too
not,
brute.
those are the ones you're actually it's like iron and iron. You're just
Yeah.
you're actually making those into a good relationship.
As long as you're
Those.
working on them and not
Exactly.
letting them fester.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
It's the ones where there's no problems,
Right.
And you never hear of anything, and then all of a sudden it just explodes.
Correct.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
why? Because you don't go as deep
Yeah.
in the relationship. Like you don't go as deep. If there's no disagreement or nothing,
No.
no conflict,
Right.
you're just kind of staying here.
Correct.
And so if they go away, it's just they've
Yeah.
gone away.
Surface.
When you actually do have these things that caused you, and then look, if like you said, if you can stay in each other's lives after those type of things and work
Amazing.
through those type of things, those relationships are so much stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A friend that you have for 7 years is normally someone that'll be in your life forever in some way or another. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Is that what they say?
Mhm.
7 years.
7
is
years.
Really?
is the time.
If somebody is in your life for 7 years as a friend, they will most likely be in your life in some way for the rest of your life.
Wow.
Well,
Like, you
on-
won't lose contact. Like,
Exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. You don't have to like be talking all
No,
the
no, no,
time,
no,
but
no.
you're just always going to have.
Yes, that's what they say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't done the actual math on that,
Right.
but that's what I read.
Well, time will tell.
Oh God! Oh God!
7 years
7
is the
years.
essence of
Time
life.
will tell, Joe. Time will
Time will tell. On that note, everybody, hey, all the longtime supporters, thank you so much
Yeah.
for sticking with us. And to our
Yes.
new supporters, thanks for joining us here on a very special episode of the Brotherly Love Pod. Please check out our merch line. Our online store link is in our bio. And
Yes.
like and subscribe on our YouTube.
Yes.
Matt,
Andy, that was what a way to do it.
Joe.
Well, yeah, amazing.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks
Thank
for taking
you
the
for
time out of your
having
day.
me.
It was awesome.
So
We
good to have you in the
appreciate
studio. Come back anytime
And
you
please
want. Truly.
bring the kids.
Yeah,
I will.
Come over
I'm
and
actually really going to take you up on
Seriously,
that.
it's like
They
a little
will-
reptile.
We'll all
visit.
do a dinner too.
I would love
I mean,
that.
honestly,
do
There we
another
go.
family
Actually, that
we
would
can
be
do
our
it.
partner.
We can
We can do
100% do it.
We
Let's
could love
do
to.
it.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
100%.
What's that little restaurant we used to go to in Sherman Oaks that had the back room?
Il Bacconi?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gone.
Not there
Oh,
anymore.
it's gone.
I know.
Not there
That
anymore.
was a tragic day.
That was an amazing restaurant. Not
loved
to
that
digress.
place.
It was so
These
good.
guys had a little
my
place in
gosh.
Encino. Then they went to a big place. They were amazing.
It's the
And then
best ever.
one night, they were from Italy. These guys, classic Italian fashion. One night they just packed up and left.
One night there was a black Cadillac
No, no,
outside.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No, I'll
they
never
come running out
forget
with
it.
Their bags.
We show up as a family, and there are another 10 to 15 people standing outside just doing the same thing.
Yeah,
looking
going
at a
like-
clothes sign.
Yeah.
Just
And
in
we had known
shock.
the owners. Like we came in there, like, hey,
Yeah.
my
Right,
dad
right.
was
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
Everybody was gone.
So, and then somebody, either mom or dad, got a hold of one of them like
Ye-
a decade
years
later,
later.
and they said they couldn't bear.
To
To
tell
tell
you.
the customers,
Right. It was like saying
tell
They had
goodbye.
all their regulars for
They-
30 years. Like
They
that's
couldn't
what it
bear
was.
to do it, and they were just moving back to Italy. It was time. There was a couple of family issues. There were
Things
some
going on.
kids being born. They were grandparents. It was time for them to go back.
But they didn't have the heart to tell everybody. They didn't want to go through like the 6 months of
the
like
goodbyes.
customers coming and going,
This
really
is the
gonna
worst.
miss.
'Cause
Yeah.
honestly, we would have been that.
Of
And
course.
then we would have been begging for their recipes.
We went to Il
and everything,
Balcone
'cause-
religiously twice a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so cool that
Oh,
that's
man.
that's
Isn't
Isn't that
something to bring
amazing?
up.
And that was
Either
our
way,
place.
there's some other places.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yes.
And we
we'll
can
go.
even split the difference halfway between us.
Okay. Well, you know what? We don't mind. We don't mind. My kids travel well in the car.
All
Okay,
right.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you come see the animals,
Oh, that's
maybe
right.
we can
That's what I'm
piggyback
saying.
it
We
off
could
that
do
day.
it.
Oh,
do one
piggyback off
event.
that. Yes, I agree.
Let's
That's a-
definitely
See the
do it.
animal. Okay.
Yeah.
I would love
Definitely
that.
do it.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Summer's coming up. All my
Yeah.
girls will be out of school.
Great.
I got one
Mine
in
too,
college.
yeah.
You know, one's is, I
Oh,
know.
College? Where's
Oh,
she
yeah.
going?
USC. Yeah. So she's there.
Let's see.
My other daughter's going to be, she's a freshman, going to be a sophomore
Yeah.
next year, and then the little one's a juggernaut. She's
Yeah.
just 2.5.
So she should be hitting kindergarten. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
We're going to
Half
put her in
more
first
years.
grade. We're jumping right in.
Five's kindergarten.
Yes.
5. Wow, it seems
Got
late,
no-
doesn't
got
it?
no
I'm just kidding.
concept.
We were already working
be
by
a
5.
cockroaches. He'll talk your ear off
going
for 3
on?
hours. Yeah. Wasn't I basically graduated at 5, didn't I? No, Matt, you didn't. Jesus.
I mean, I was pretty much the same person I am than I am now.
You really are.
I've
You really are.
You really
yeah.
were, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. It's just, I'll
Anyway.
never forget.
Anyway,
all right,
thank
we're
you.
done.
Thank you so much, guys.
Guys, God bless. Have a great weekend.
Yep,
we
have a
will
great
see you
weekend.
all next week right here on the Brotherly Love Pod. Thanks so much
Yeah,
for being here
thank you.
today.
Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
you're the best. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Brotherly Love Pod.
Please like and subscribe to our YouTube.
And check out our online merch store. You can find the link in our show description.
For bonus content, subscribe to our premium feed, and we will see you
Next
next week.
week.